Okay, let's start without a further ado, or else we'll get late. We also want you to have your sound sleep. I think Dr. Arvind is facing some technical issues because of which he's not able to join, but we'll start his session as soon as he joins. So let's not waste our time and let's move forward with our day 5. Okay, I'll just share my screen. If it's visible, please let me know in the chat box. Okay. Is my screen visible? Am I audible to everyone? Yes. Thank you so much, Jyoti. Thank you so much for letting me know. Good evening, everyone. Welcome to day 5 of your 10 days detox challenge. Okay. I hope everyone has their journal and water bottle ready. Okay. And before I start, I just want to say this from my heart. Completing 5 days is not easy. Most people I know, they quit on day 1. Many lose their energy on day 2. And almost nobody reaches day 5. I get half of the crowd present. But today also, I have those people who have been constantly interactive in the chat, constantly sharing their updates, their screenshot, their photos in the activity group. You have showed up. Even if you weren't perfect, you stayed in the journey. As Bala said, that he was not able to do all of it, but some of it he is trying, he is doing. So, my healers, we are not aiming here for perfection. We are aiming for implementation. Even one change that you do by attending these sessions, that is more than enough than what you have that you would have been without that change ever in the life. Okay. So even if you weren't perfect, you stayed in this journey, and that is what creates real change. So I want you all to give yourself some credit. If you're here, please give yourself some claps, some pat on the back, because if you have already done what 90% never do. Yes, our minds are completely across right. Yes, thank you so much. That's such a big motivation for me to keep going every day, to share this knowledge with every one of you, right? So I want to ask, before I move on to the next challenge, I want to ask, were you guys able to complete the yesterday's challenge? Were you able to remove the processed item? Were you able to add a salad to your lunch? Maybe most of you might not be able to complete the entire plate of 25, 25, 25, 25, but at least we can start with adding a bowl of salad, right? If we can't go 100%, let's start with 20%. Maybe after 2 days, we might able to reach 50%. That's the aim. Okay, that's the journey we are looking forward to. Okay, yes, I can see yes in the chat box. Okay, note 2 and number 3 done almost. Okay, that's good, that's good. We are replacing the refined grains with whole grains in the lunch. Can we eat variety of rice? Yes, I have said you can eat brown rice, you can eat black rice, you can eat red rice. If you can switch to millets, that's more better, right? Okay, 50% done in lunch. Wow. That's a good job, Bala. That's a good job. So proud of you. Okay. I hope everyone is doing that change as well. Okay. And with this, I want to ask who have been not able to. I won't say who did not, who were not able to. Okay. I understand life happens. You can be busy. There can be many things affecting you right now. So I just want to ask for those who could not complete anything, were you able to at least complete one of the 4 goals that we discussed in the past 5 days? This is the 5th day, so 4 days. Any one of the goals that you've completed? Yes, of course. Yes, Shilpa, so proud of you. That's great. That's great to hear. Yes, yes, that's good, Smita. Yes. Even if you were able to include or implement one of this habit, that's a success, that's a progress for us. See if you can improve and implement more habits, but even if one habit is changed, that is one life changed. Okay, so that also counts, right? Okay, let's move forward and see what we have in stock for day 5. Today we are going to focus on something most of us ignore, and but it decides our whole day, which is breakfast. We'll understand why grain heavy breakfast is creating acidity, what nutrients your body actually wants, the rule of no grain breakfast, and how to make your breakfast balanced with protein and healthy fats. All right. So I won't waste much of your time with revising all every day's the entire 4 days what we did. Before we continue, just a quick recap of what we have learned. We have learned about water, learned about the importance of detox juice, detox tea, early dinner, and a cleaner lunch. Okay. While we move ahead, we are going to stack up on each level. We are going to add the habits. Okay. I don't want you to forget what we have learned in the previous days. We are going to add on to it. Okay. Not forget it and do something else. We are going to add on to these habits. I hope everyone is with me. Okay. Then yesterday, it's very fresh in our memory. We saw 4 villains attacking our gut every single day. We have white sugar, maida, white rice, and refined oil. Okay. And we discussed what are the alternatives for these villains. Okay, I hope everyone is clear with that. Okay. All right. And till now, we have covered dinner and lunch, right? So today is the day we are going to change our breakfast. We are going to complete the diet detox with breakfast. Okay. So here is the question. I want you all to tell me honestly, how many of you take chai and biscuit for breakfast, or know someone in your family that takes this for breakfast? Maybe your parents, maybe your grandparents, maybe your aunt, your uncle, or poha, bread toast, on the go, rushing for office, eating in a rush. Yes. Or sometimes people usually skip their breakfast because they don't have the time. They don't have the time to eat, the time to cook, or they don't have the things necessary for cooking. So how many of you know these people or are these people where you're skipping breakfast, having just poha, chai, biscuit? Okay. Yes. See, for tea first thing in the morning on an empty stomach is the perfect recipe for acidity. Definitely, it's going to give you acidity. But what the other thing the tea ruins is your breakfast. The first meal that body looks after this 12 hours or 10 hours of fasting in the night is a very high nutritious meal that body craves for, and you end up giving chai to your body. Body doesn't like it, right? Body is going to respond back. Body is going to respond in the form of acidity, right? Because your breakfast decides how your body will feel for the next 4 to 5 hours or for the entire day. It's like the foundation. If the foundation for your building is strong, your building is going to be very, very tough. It has going to be the strength. But if the foundation is weak, the entire day is going to be up and down for you. So if your breakfast is right, your energy stays steady throughout the day, your mind stays calm, and if the breakfast is wrong, you'll get hunger, you'll feel tired, and you'll have cravings every day. Okay, and you'll have cravings again and again and again. You'll want to eat something crunchy, something sweet, something fried. But what we neglect is when you have, usually I see in my a lot of clients, in when we get the hunger pan between 4 to 5 p.m., it is directly related to a protein deficient breakfast, which is usually the case in this people, right? So whatever we put in our body first thing in the morning, that sets the tone for our whole day. Okay. I'll explain this with a very simple example. Just look at these two curves, okay? These two graphs. If you look at the left side, when you have chai, biscuits, or something sugary in the morning, your sugar goes up, your blood glucose level goes up, and it goes very fast. You'll feel very, very quick source of energy. You will feel energized, but it drops fast equally, okay? And that drop is what make you feel low, hungry, irritated. A lot of people ask me, Tanvi, why do I feel irritated without any reason? I'm not menopausal. I don't have hormonal issues. My periods are on time. Uh, many male clients ask me, I don't have any hormonal issues. Why do I feel irritated? This is the reason. When your blood sugar level drops very suddenly than it is supposed to, you are getting all these symptoms, right? But look on the right hand side. When you eat a balanced breakfast, your energy is going to stay steady. Look at the blood glucose level. Okay, there is no sudden hunger, no mood swing, no cravings. Okay, this is the difference. Now tell me, my dear healers, which type of day would you like to have? The one on the left or the one on the right? Type in the chat box. L or R. Which one? Right. This is the day that we want. Steady energy, no hunger pangs, no irritation, just calm mind, right? That is all we want. Okay. So let me explain why this happens in the first place and in a very simple way possible. Okay. Now look at this. There is a car. Okay. Now for a car to run smoothly, it needs three basic things. There is petrol, there is engine oil, and there is air in the tires, right? If any one of this is missing, for example, the car is not going to run properly. Will the car run? No, right? The car won't start. Either if you don't have engine oil, it will stop, it will heat up, it will break down, something or the else happen, right? What will happen if your car has no air in the tire? Would you be able to still drive it? Can you drive a car without air in the tire? Yes or no? Let me know in the chat box. Can you do that? Can you travel in your car when you don't have any air in the tires? No, right? We can't do that, right? So, just like how a car needs all three to run, our body also needs balanced nutrition to function properly. Okay? And by balanced nutrition, what do I mean? I simply mean we need carbohydrates, protein, good fats, fiber, vitamins, and minerals. If you have your journal, write this all down. Okay? And when all of this come in the right amounts, your body is going to run smoothly, just like how a well-maintained, a well-serviced car works, right? Okay. Now let me show you exactly what part of food matches what part of the car. Okay. In a car, your petrol gives energy, right? If you put petrol, the car is going to run, right? In a body also, carbohydrates, right? Carbohydrates give you energy, okay? So carbs are like the petrol. They give you the power to move, walk, work, think, everything, every energy. I want to work, carbohydrates are going to do the work. I want to run, carbohydrates are going to do the work. Major source of energy for us, human beings, are carbohydrates. That's why carbohydrates are important. Without it, you're going to feel weak and shaky. Okay. But tell me in the chat box, my dear healers, does car only need petrol? No other components to work? It doesn't need air, it doesn't need coolant, it doesn't need air in the tire, it doesn't need anything. Just petrol, you will give petrol to the car and it will keep on working after year after year. Will that happen? No, right? You need to maintain your car. You need to service your car. There are other components that you need to look forward to, look into as well, right? So what's the next component? Engine oil. What does engine oil do? In cars, it keeps everything inside running smoothly. Why? Because it prevents heat and friction and damage, right? How many of you agree with me? The role of engine oil in the car is to avoid heat friction when the engine is moving, right? Similarly, in our body, protein, good fats, and fiber, they act like engine oil. Which one? Protein, good fats, and fiber. Okay. What they do? They repair the body, they support your digestion, keep your hormones stable, and help the body run smoothly. Okay. If these are missing in your body, and your body may run. Okay. If these are missing, your body may run, but your body is going to struggle. Just like a car without an engine oil, it is going to run, but it is going to struggle. It will overheat, it will break down, right? That is the importance of protein, fats, and fiber. How many of you are with me? Clear till here? What's the importance of protein, fats, and fiber? Just like the engine oil in our body. Okay. Okay. Yes. Now let's move to the last part of the car that I'm talking about. Now imagine if in a car, even if there is little less air, the car will still move. How many of you agree? Let's say the pressure is not at 30, 32 or whatever it is designed to be, the pressure is less. Your car will move or not? Or will it just sit there? It will become unusable. It will be of use, right? You would be able to still use the car. But slowly, if you keep using the car when the pressure in the air, the tire is low, the tires are going to get damaged, right? And one day the tire may even burst, correct? In the same way, if vitamins and minerals are low in your body, you may not see symptoms immediately, but over the months, over the years, deficiencies start showing up. What do you feel? You will have hair fall, low immunity, low energy, weak bones, dull skin, right? So, vitamins and minerals are like air in the tire. You may not notice the problem immediately because most of us we see vitamin D, vitamin B12 levels, but we usually don't see other vitamins. We don't see other minerals in the body which are very essential, and we only get to know about them when we have the deficiency, which is a sad thing, but that is what happens usually, right? So vitamins and minerals are very important. You might not notice them unless they create a deficiency, and long term deficiency of this can be serious. Okay, so till here what we learned: car needs petrol, engine oil and air, and similarly how your body needs carb, protein, fats and fiber, vitamins and minerals. All three are needed. Even if one is missing, the body is not going to function at 100%. Okay, remember this. And now comes the real problem: what are we eating actually every single day? Okay, how many of you clear till here understood the three main important components, the parts that human body needs: carbs, protein, fats, fiber, vitamins and minerals? Let me know in the chat box if you agree with me, if you understood. Yes, perfect. Let's move ahead and see what is the issue, that is what, which is why I'm talking about all of this. Unfortunately, my dear healers, in our modern lifestyle, we are eating almost only carbohydrates through grains. We talked about protein, fiber, the vitamins, minerals, none of this. Just carbs we are eating every day. You tell me one thing, you tell me one item: paratha, roti, idli, dosa, poha, upma, rice, puri, samosa, morning, afternoon, night. We keep giving only petrol to the body, because just like petrol, our body needs carbohydrates for energy. But what about the engine oil? What about the vitamins? What about the air in the tire? What about little fiber? And because of this pattern, India is now facing a very, very huge problem, health problem. And because of this pattern, right? So let me ask you something. How many of you here are aware that India is called as the diabetes capital of the world? Let me know in the chat box. How many of you know that India is the diabetes capital? Right? We all have heard this. I think it's for the past 10 years we've been hearing this, that India is the diabetes capital. But you know what, my dear healers? That's old news now. India is now becoming the fatty liver capital of the world. NAFLD, non-alcoholic fatty liver disease. And this is the shocking part. Young people in India in their 20s and 30s are getting fatty liver even without touching alcohol. So it doesn't matter if you drink alcohol, you're getting this NAFLD, which is as serious as someone who is drinking alcohol for, let's say, 20 to 30 years. How sad is this? 1 in 3 Indians today has NAFLD. Imagine every third person you meet has NAFLD. And why is this happening? Because from morning to night, most of us are eating only carbohydrates. Carbs for breakfast, carb for lunch, carb for dinner. So the body has no other option. Whatever extra carbs we eat, the body quietly stores it as fat inside the liver. Why carbs are bad here? Understand. Whenever we eat a carb, okay, for example, your stomach, your body is asking for 100 units of carbohydrates, okay? In one meal for breakfast, you eat that amount of carbohydrates, your body has gotten all that it needs. Lunch, you again have 100. Dinner, again you have 100 units. Now, the body has how many units in surplus? It needed 100, but it got 300 during the day. How many? Let me know in the number in the chat box. How much more units have we given to the body? How much more? 200. Correct. We have given 200 units over what the body needed. What will body do? Body is helpless over here. We have already given it. It can't give it back. What it does is it gives all of it to your liver to store. Because what if one day you might starve? One day you might not get food at all. That time, body is very smart. Body realizes this and body keeps this in a safe where in liver, where it can use it again when you're starving. But the point where you're starving doesn't come because body is innocent. But our eating habits are not right. So that point never comes. Every day you're giving 200 surplus, 200 surplus. Over the year, the liver starts becoming fatty. There are literally fatty storages inside the liver, and that is how you get non-alcoholic fatty liver disease. Okay, and this is just not about carbohydrates. On top of that, your meals have very little protein, very little fiber, very little like vitamins and minerals. So the liver keeps working and working and working, but it gets no support to repair itself. And that, my healers, is exactly why we spend 1 hour session with you every day, right? Because we need to raise awareness about this. Everyone I know, every Indian is very habituated to eating poha, idli, dosa for breakfast because our ancestors have been eating like that. But our ancestors' body was different. The air that they breathed, the soil where the food was growing, the entire environment, the work related stress, financial, relation related stress was a bit lesser that time. What we are currently living in is a very stress induced environment. Air is polluted, soil is polluted. The food that on which we rely for all of these things is not that well cultivated, filled with pesticides, filled with fertilizers. Tell me, my dear healers, how can we be healthy just eating normally like how our ancestors did? We can't. We need extra nutrition. We need extra education, right? About how to be healthy in this world. And that is why we conduct these sessions because we could easily just say, do this today, do this challenge tomorrow. But that's not our goal. We want you to understand your body, your food, and the choices with awareness. Okay? Because when you understand, you never go back to the old habits, right? You understood the four villains. You understood why those are the four villains. I can say that hardly you will go back to the old habits, right? How many of you agree with me here? Let me know in the chat box. Making you understand of why this is important, of why things are changing and we need to change with related to nutrition is important, right? Yes, thank you so much, Shilpa. How many more agree with me here? Right? Correct. The NAFLD, the NAFLD reason, the cases are rising, and the one and only reason is high amount of carbohydrates in every meal that we eat, and we need to change this. If you are attending this session and you have your loved one in your house and you are making this change, please make the changes for your whole family. I am guaranteeing that this is going to help them as well. Okay, we need to spread the knowledge. We need to spread this education. Okay, now let's talk about other nutrients our body needs the most. Okay, first is protein. I think half of it we discussed yesterday. I shared the list with you. Today also I'm going to touch upon it so that you get a clear idea. Okay, protein is the one that is going to responsible for repair, wear and tear of the body. Okay, it's like the building blocks. If you're making a building, protein is the building block that is going to make the building strong. Okay, so every night when you're sleeping, your body is repairing yourself. We talked about Jivan Shakti, like, right? Yesterday, day before yesterday or yesterday, right? And we talked about body getting repaired and healed in the night, right? And that, but it needs the tools, right? And those tools are your protein. Your body is repairing muscle, skin, hormones, cells, everything. You need protein for it, right? So let me show you exactly how protein works inside your body. And once you see that, you will never ignore protein again, right? Protein deficiency, it never shouts. Like, for example, if you have arthritis, you'll have severe pain in your knees, okay? You won't be able to walk, you won't be able to sit for a long time. The pain will shout, it will radiate. You'll get to know you have arthritis. But when it comes to deficiencies of these nutrients, especially protein, it will silently whisper to you. And we need to acknowledge, we need to identify if these symptoms are happening with me, maybe I'm not having enough protein. So it starts gradually. You first notice it with when you wash your hair and more strands are coming out. Okay, when a small wound takes too long to heal, or when you're eating breakfast and still feel hungry again and again and again in 2 hours, any meal, and when your mood suddenly goes down for no reason, right? Which we call as hormonal imbalance. Also, because of hormonal imbalance, it happens because hormones are made out of protein. Protein is the precursor needed for hormone production, right? And this problem, my dear healers, are not random. These are signal from your body's repair worker, which is protein, that didn't show up because you never had enough protein in the day, right? But when there is enough protein, your muscles, when there is not enough protein in the body, your muscles are going to feel weak, your immunity is going to drop, hair becomes thin, skin looks dull, cravings increases, hormones go up, and you feel tired even after resting. This all are silent messages from your body. Okay. Tell me in the chat box how many of you are facing this. Not about gut issues. These are other symptoms that usually tell you that protein is lacking in your diet. How many of you are facing any of this hair fall issues, dull skin issues? No matter how much vitamin C serum you are applying to your mouth, your face, there is no brightness. The skin is dull. Muscles are very paining. Muscles are weak. I'm not able to lift as much I want to. Right? Immunity constantly falling sick again and again and again. Right? These are all hidden symptoms of your protein deficiency. Body is silently telling you. It's your responsibility to identify what type of symptom I'm having and what can be the reason behind it, right? So let me explain it to you in a simple way of how it happens, like how having a low protein breakfast gives rise to energy crashes and more amount of cravings during the day. Listen, you had chai for breakfast. Now chai will not have any amount of protein in it. Okay. What will chai do? Chai has a spoonful of sugar. Chai will directly spike your blood sugar level. When the blood sugar goes high, body's immediate response is secrete insulin because we need to utilize this glucose. We don't want your blood sugar level to be high. We need to drop it down. So what does the body do? Sends insulin to take it down. Insulin goes up. Now, insulin when goes up, everything is going up in a very fast manner. Everything crashes in a similar manner very quickly. And that is when you experience your energy crash, right? And when you have the energy crash, you feel a beast has woken up. You feel the Bakasur has woken up in your stomach. There is Ravan in your stomach sitting, asking for food, asking for snacks, asking for all the things unhealthy, right? And that hunger feels very, very unbearable because you are hungry. You get hangry also at that time, and nobody understands. Yes, nobody understands what had happened. What happened? Why are you getting so hungry? You had just food right now, you had breakfast, you have just ate something. Why are you again feeling hungry and hungry and hungry? The reason is, my dear healers, the first meal, the first essential meal your body needs, it was very, very low in protein. Low, I might say it was zero in protein. There was no protein at all. How do you expect your body to constantly work in a steady manner, right? This is why we need a high protein breakfast, right? And it's simply because breakfast had no protein and to slow down the sugar spike. And my dear healers, you are not alone here, okay? 7 out of 10 people in India currently are protein deficient, right? Please listen to this, 7 out of 10, right? So the next question is, where do we get our protein from? Yesterday we discussed a list, but today also to make it better, I am sharing simple vegetarian protein sources you can have. There is all dals, soy and soy products, dairy, nuts, seeds, right? And I'll show you what we can include in the detox from all these groups. From dal, you can have tur dal, masoor dal, moong dal, chana dal, urad dal. If you have acidity, get acidity from tur dal or any specific dal, switch it. Switch to some other dal. Like for example, for my mom personally, moong dal suits her, but tur dal doesn't for acidity. So you can just switch to a dal which is very well accepted by your gut. Okay. You have beans, you have rajma, soybean, black bean, peas. For many of the gut issues people, rajma, soybean, any kind of bean, if I say, becomes very hard on your stomach. The key here is very essential. What changes it? You need to soak it maximum for minimum 14 hours. Okay, minimum 14 hours you need to soak it. You need to pressure cook it. Okay, and you need to add a little bit of hing, asafoetida, while cooking it, so that it becomes easier when it's digested before touching your stomach. When it's partially digested, the remaining digestion becomes very, very easy on your stomach, right? You need to make it very mushy and cook it very thoroughly, right? If beans not at all suit you, no matter how much you have tried, leave it. Go for other sources of protein. You have soybean and products. Now, these are very, very occasionally I tell people to use when there is nothing available or when they have used the same protein sources every day. You can have tofu, you can have soya chunks, you can have soy milk, but very, very occasionally, not even frequently, occasionally. Okay? Dairy. I think for night, when we were discussing day before yesterday dinner, I said no for milk. Okay, for this detox period, just avoid milk. It aggravates your gut issues. But in dairy, what you can get, you can eat curd. Curd is a good source of probiotics. Okay, very healthy for your gut. You can have paneer or low-fat paneer. Anything is good. You can have cheese, which is a good source of protein here. Okay, that also occasionally. Dairy usually gives people with gut issues a lot of problems. If you are someone who feels that, please avoid it. There is no restriction. Other sources from which you can include protein, which are nuts, like you can include almonds, walnuts, pistachios, cashews, seeds like pumpkin seeds, sesame seeds, watermelon seeds. Okay. If you are non-vegetarian or vegetarian, eggs is the best source here in the detox for you to go for protein. Have it scrambled, have it boiled, have it as an omelette. Anything works. This is a good source if you're a non-vegetarian or a vegetarian. Okay. And for those who are non-vegetarian, after the detox, okay, 2x is good. Okay, for breakfast, 2x is more than fine. Okay. And for some of you who are non-vegetarian, after detox, you can go for chicken and fish. Okay, but after the detox, right? These are the sources for protein. Now, many of you ask me, what about protein supplements? Yes, protein supplements are a good source of protein, like whey, plant protein we have. But here this clearly, very, very clearly, do not choose whey plant protein if you have gut issues. Okay, especially constipation, bloating, acidity, any kind of gut issues you have, don't go for whey. Whey is very, very tough and hard on your gut. Go for plant-based either. If you have something at your home which is plant-based protein, go for it. You can have it. It's light on your gut as compared to whey. Okay, so this is all about protein. How many of you have understood with me all about protein till here? Are you with me? Let me know in the chat box. Type in a quick yes. So we move ahead. Also, while we wait, yes, thank you. Have a sip of water with me. Accompany me, please. Yes, I hope some of you had a sip of water. Okay, let's move on to the next nutrient. Okay, now it's getting interesting. Let's talk about something we were all scared of for years. Okay, so long we have heard oil mat khao, fat se पेट बढ़ता है. Fat is unhealthy. So most people removed all the fats from their food, right? How many of you did that? How many of you still think or thought that fats are really bad? Fats make you fat. Okay. Many of us feel that. But the truth is, your body actually needs good fat. Okay. Good fats. Good fats help you produce hormones, your skin, your brain, your energy, everything. Brain is literally made up of lipids. Okay. Your body needs good fats. You can't totally eliminate it. Okay. These are not your enemies. These are your forgotten friends. Okay. Imagine any machine without lubrication. It will become noisy, slow, and it will get damaged easily. Like our body is the same. When we don't eat good fats, okay, your hormones are going to go up and down. Skin becomes dry, mind becomes irritated, cravings increases, and you feel hungry again and again and again, and digestion becomes slow. So good fats keep you everything running smoothly, just like lubrication in a car. Okay. So there are vitamins like A, D, E, K, which require fat for absorption. So if you're not having good amount of fat in your diet, these vitamins, no matter how much you're taking from the food, are not going to get absorbed. Okay. You need fat for that. Okay. So which fats are actually good for us, right? So there are bad fats, there are good fats. Good fats we want in the diet. Let me show you the sources. Okay, these are the good fat sources your body needs. Okay, essentially, so write this down if you have your journal. There is nuts and seeds, cold pressed coconut oils, coconut and coconut products, dairy you have, and there is another source, which is avocado. Okay, nuts, you have walnuts, cashews, almonds. In seeds you have sunflower seeds, flax seeds, chia seeds. Good source of omega-3 here. There is cold pressed coconut oil over here. Then coconut, fresh coconut also that you can have. In dairy, there is butter, paneer, ghee. Again, there is no milk, so please take a note of it. Yes, and then there is avocado. Avocado contains MUFA and PUFA primarily, which is very beneficial for your heart health. Okay, it helps you lower down your cholesterol, right? But have it in quantity. Okay, portion control is the key to everything. Okay, and if you're vegetarian, no better source for good fats than eggs. Okay, just make sure if you have high cholesterol, don't use the egg yolk every day. Okay, maybe once in thrice you can use the egg yolks, but if your cholesterol is normal, no issues. Again, this is just for the 10 days of detox. Okay, once the detox is over, you can switch to whatever your normal routine is. Okay, all right. Till now, we have covered protein, we have covered healthy fats, but there is one more hero your breakfast must have, and most people don't even think about it. Can anyone tell me in the chat box any of the three elements that I shared today about the car with the car? Yes, yes. How are you guys so fast? Jyoti has already guessed it. It's fiber. Yes. Fiber is what we miss on a daily basis. It's like the broom inside your stomach. Okay, it moves everything smoothly, right? Isabgol, a lot of people take. What is it? It's fiber. It keeps everything moving when you have constipation. You have regular motions because of it, right? Keeps your gut clean, light, and happy. But with all the polished, packaged, refined foods, our fiber intake has gone very low, right? When you skip your fiber, you get digestive disorders like bloating, heart issues, irregular blood fluctuations. So, where do we get fiber from here, right? If these are all the issues. And see, fiber is very well linked to heart conditions because it helps in reducing cholesterol by binding to it. But when you don't have fiber, cholesterol shoots up, heart diseases goes up. Okay, relation is very strong here. So the important question is, where do we get our fiber from? Let me show you. It's simple than you think. Okay, you can add fiber very easily in your diet by including vegetables, whole grains, fruits, nuts, and seeds. How to do it practically? Maybe a fruit in the morning, some vegetables in breakfast or lunch, whole grains instead of refined, including nuts and seeds, making chutneys of vegetables, mint, coriander, anything like this will improve your fiber intake. Okay, just add one of these every morning and your gut will feel definitely different in 2 3 days. Okay, and there is always one thing I tell my clients, I tell my participants every time. Remember, when in doubt, add more colors to your plate. Don't count calories, count colors. People usually focus a lot on how many calories I'm having. Focus on color rather. Colorful food, your colorful plate means there is natural fiber. More colors means more cleaning. If your plate is going to look dull and beige, your gut is also going to feel the same. Okay. Fun question I want to ask. How many colors could you remember in your last meal? Maybe if you had dinner right now, how many colors were present in your plate? One, two, three. Let me know in the chat box. Four. Oh my God, Shilpa, what did you have? Four colors. That's awesome. That's the textbook definition of how many colors you have. Five. Wow. That's great. Soup. Okay, that is also a good option. Yes, soup will have one, but it's very, very healthy, nutritious. Yes. Okay. You guys are doing such an amazing job here, right? So this is a very hack that will help you improve the color range of your plate to have that kind of fiber. Okay. All right, my dear healers. Today is day 5. And finally, we are talking about something most Indians never even think about. We eat every day, we cook every day, but we hardly ever stop and ask, am I giving my body all the nutrients it actually needs? We rarely ask that, right? Most of us eat the same type of food every day: rice, roti, upma, poha. But the body needs much more than just grains, right? So today we'll understand this in a simple way, right? Let me show you the truth we don't notice. We think we eat variety. Yeah, we say we eat a lot of variety. But actually, we eat the same grain in 10 different forms: paratha, puri, dosa, chapati, different shape, different names, but same thing inside it: grains every single time, right? So, how many meals in your day will include grains? So one, two, morning if you have poha, upma, roti, lunch you have roti, rice, evening you're having biscuits, dinner you have chapati, noodles, right? 2, 3, 4, 5. Everything here, the name sounds different, but the stomach is getting the same load again and again, and that is of grains. Okay. So, what happens when the stomach receives so much grains all the day? Okay, what is the impact on your digestion? When the grain especially is refined, okay, like maida, okay, it becomes even harder for the stomach. What maida does, it creates gas, it ferments, and then it becomes as acidity. And after that, we always ask, पेट heavy लग रहा है after eating it. It's very obvious your body can't digest that much amount of grains, carbohydrates every single time, right? And why does this happen? Because too much carbohydrate, they start fermenting. Just like how you make dosa batter. How many of you here are familiar with dosa batter? Love dosa, love to eat dosa, love to make dosa, are familiar, know the process of making dosa batter. How many of you? Let me know in the chat box. How many of you know what we do? Yes, yes. I also love South Indian food. I also love dosa a lot. We ferment the batter, right? The same fermentation happens in the gut as well, right? And that fermentation creates gas, and it gives you that discomfort, gassy feeling, bloating. And when gas is coming up, it is going to give us acidity. Okay. All right. Thank you so much, Ravi, for letting me know. I think Dr. Arvind is facing some issues due to which the session won't be happening. But no worries. Let's continue with today's session. Okay. All right. And for most of you in grains, okay, this is something most people don't know. There is gluten, which is the protein inside wheat, which irritates the gut lining. Okay, I've seen this in a lot of people. Some people usually feel very bloated, some feel pain, some feel gas after having roti or anything which is wheat related. Okay, even after just eating 2 rotis, you'll feel that. So, this is your body's signal. Understand this. If you're not clear if you have this problem, try to skip roti for 3-4 days. Okay. After that, try to include roti very easily, gradually. And if you get bloating or gas, grain, the wheat is the problem for you. The roti is the problem. Okay. This is how you understand each and every signal your body is giving. Okay. You need to decode it. All right. And mornings are the worst time to eat and overload your system with grains. Why? Because in the morning, your digestion is still waking up, right? It's still waking up and it needs good power. But when we have paratha, dosa, upma, sandwich, is heavy work on the first hour of the day, right? Stomach gets tired. Stomach is going to feel irritated over here, right? So when you look at all of this together, excess grains will give you more acid. Excess grains will give you more gas. Excess grains is going to give you more bloating. And this is why so many people say, I don't know why I get acidity every day. This is one big reason. Excessive grains in your breakfast and overall in your lunch, dinner, every meal you eat, excessive grains. Hence, our first rule was make your dinner grain free. Okay, and it is easier to make your dinner grain free. But we are also going to learn something here for breakfast as well, right? But here's the good news. Your body is not asking you to remove grains completely. Even I'm not going to ask you that. We need to balance it with the missing nutrients, okay? And what are those missing nutrients? Can anybody tell me in the chat box? It's written on the screen as well. If you can tell me in the chat box as well, what are those nutrients which are missing apart from carbohydrates? Yes, those are protein and healthy fats. These two are going to bring out that balance in the body, right? So they are going to provide you essential fatty acids to reduce stomach acid. They are going to content you. They're going to feel you satiated, meaning you don't feel hungry again and again and again. Okay. And they are going to contribute to repairing and maintaining your gut lining. Okay. So, how to include protein and fat in the diet, especially in your breakfast? How many of you would like to know that? How to include this too in your breakfast? What to have for breakfast, right? Let's discuss. But before that, before moving to that, I want to just make a quick appeal quickly for those who have not filled the pre-consultation form for your one-on-one dietitian consultation. Please do it. You'll get a lot of personalized insights. You'll get to tell your issues. You'll get to understand it better. Okay. So please fill the pre-consultation form. It will be there in the WhatsApp activity group. And if you have not booked and scheduled your blood test, please do that right away. It is going to be helpful for you. Okay. So please do that. And if you have not yet subscribed to our Heal Easy YouTube channel, then you are missing out on a lot of healthy and very nourishing recipes. Okay. For breakfast, lunch, dinner, for everything. We have good range of recipes over there. So please subscribe to the channel and refer to those recipes. Those are going to help you. Okay. Now moving forward, let me share with you how to include. Now, for many people who have acidity on a regular basis, this is something that you don't know. A small handful of nuts and seeds or even dry fruits can actually reduce your acidity and improve your digestion. Why? Because they give your stomach healthy fats, fiber, and minerals, and they're going to keep your your gut calm, and it's going to support it. Okay. So even 5 almonds, if you take 2 or 3 walnuts, a spoonful of seeds, that can make your digestion smoother, and that can also reduce your acidity. Okay. How many of you here already eat nuts and dry fruits in the morning? Let me know in the chat box. Let me know. Okay. Yes. Yes, Ravan. That's a really good practice. If you're someone who is not having this practice currently, please do this. It's going to help you. Body needs healthy fats and fiber, healthy fats and protein first thing in the morning. Okay. Now let me show you exactly which nuts and seeds are going to help you the most. Okay. Yeah, walnuts, cashews, almonds, chia seed, flaxseed. There is anjeer, apricot, dates, resin. Okay, you can use any of this. You don't need to have all of them. These are all too many, and these are calorie dense. Okay, these are nuts and seeds. I will also share how much to have. Portion control is the key. Remember, no matter if you have healthy food, but in a large quantity, it is going to overburden and it is not going to be healthy anymore. Okay, so portion control is the key. You need to choose just any one of these sources, one or two sources of this, and you can have it. Okay. And what is the best breakfast food that is going to support your digestive health and minimize the acidity? Now I'm going to share a formula for making your breakfast, for stacking up your breakfast, and how to plate the breakfast. How many of you are ready to know? And how many of you want me to show you the best breakfast options? Yes. Let me share with you how to make a healthy breakfast in the morning. Okay. The first step is to remove grains from your breakfast. Okay. This is for the 10 days detox challenge. We need to remove the grains. Okay. Because these are very hard on your stomach, very heavy. And if grains are heavy in the morning, then what can we eat instead? Okay, let me share the 2-step routine that I'm talking about. Step 1 is choosing any one option, either option 1, 2, 3, which I'll tell you just in the next few slides. And option 2 is to include a protein source in your diet. Okay. So the first option in step 1, okay, you can start your day with a water-rich food. Why? Because water-rich food will gently wake your stomach up. It will hydrate you and it will cool down acidity. Okay, it will make your digestion, prepare your body for digestion for the next heavy meal, which should be your lunch. Okay, which fruits, Tanvi, you might ask? You can go for pomegranate, apple, lychee, melon, cherry, strawberry, orange, plum, peach, starfruit, papaya, any of these fruits, okay? Any of these fruits you can just pair or you can have a single fruit of it. Three options I'm sharing. And you can have any single fruit, any single type, okay, which is easiest to digest. Or option two, you can combine two fruits or multiple fruits and make a good fruit plate with no sugar, no anything, okay, no added chaat masala or anything, just plain fruits, okay. Third option, you can make a smoothie out of it. Someone replied me in the chat that they already have the smoothie. So yes, a smoothie in the morning is also going to be beneficial, okay. Second option that you can have for breakfast are your soaked nuts and seeds. Okay, you can have either soaked almonds 4 to 8 and walnuts 2 to 4 and with 4 soaked dates and raisins handful, or you can have option B. Okay, but remember there's the nuts and seeds, they need to be soaked. Okay, and you need to monitor how your body is responding to all of this. Based on that, please continue or go for an alternate. Okay, hence we are giving two or three or one or two or three options. Okay, the option B for soaked nuts and seeds are a nut smoothie, which consists of 4 components: base, fat, natural sweetener plus flavor. Yes, coming Saiti, I'm literally answering your question. This is a very basic smoothie that can never go wrong. Okay, you can have a base with banana, papaya, apple, beetroot, spinach, etc. Any one of this. Fat like nuts, seeds, coconut milk. Sweetener, natural sweetener, okay, not artificial sweetener. Optional, this is optional, okay. If you have banana already, it might taste good. But if you want even more, want it to more taste with more good and sweet, you can go for dates, figs, raisins, etc. Just handful of it. And for if you want flavor, you can go for cinnamon, you can add ginger, you can add mint. These 4 are the components which make a good and great balanced smoothie for your body. Okay? All right. Sai Shikhar, if your body slows down with nuts, please avoid nuts. There is no problem. Go for chia seeds. Chia seeds also have good amount of good fats, but they are not as heavy as nuts. Okay? And for those people who have diabetes, please avoid very sweet fruits such as bananas, mangoes, chickus. Okay, please avoid those. Going to raise your blood sugar. Please choose more neutral and water dense fruits. There is guava, pear, apple, okay, which are not too sweet. You need to also avoid watermelon. It's also too sweet. It's watery also, but it will raise your blood sugar. Okay. As I said, please always soak the nuts and seeds prior in the night. Soak them overnight and then have it in the morning. Okay. And the third option for breakfast, for someone who says that, ma'am, I can't just be with fruits or I just can't have nuts. I feel very hungry. I need to have more. This option is for you. Please get a water-rich fruit or smoothie and have the soaked nuts with smoothie as well. You can pair both the smoothies, and as I shared the 4 components, make it a good smoothie bowl. You can do that or you can keep it separate as well. But these are the essential options that we need to have. Okay. This completed our step 1. Let's move to step 2. Okay. Step 2 is to add a protein source. Okay. We already discussed so much about adding a protein. In breakfast, easily which source you can add? If you are a vegetarian, go for boiled sprouts or soaked groundnuts. Boiled sprouts, I'm telling this again, okay? Highlighting this. Soak your sprouts overnight, maybe for more than 11 or 12 hours. In the morning, you can also sprout. So sprout it, soak, sprout, and steam it. Literally steam it or boil it. Boil it till it becomes very easy and mushy. Okay, that is when your gut is not going to react to it. Okay. Next, if you're a non-vegetarian or an vegetarian, there is nothing else best than eggs. Okay, you can have boiled eggs, you can have scrambled eggs, omelets as your source of protein. Okay. All right. I hope everyone is with me and clear till here what to have for breakfast, how to stack it, step 1 and step 2, how to mix it together, and how can we make a balanced breakfast plate with this. Okay. All right. If you're with me, understood, and what we are going to the daily chat goal that I'm going to give you. Let me know in the chat box if you're with me till here. Understood the breakfast step 1, step 2, protein sources, healthy fats, everything that I shared. Okay? Yes. After the detox, my dear. After the detox, yes, you can have whatever you love. Just for this 10 days, try to do whatever is good for your body. If it's for your mouth, for your tongue, where it tastes good and you have the craving, definitely sometimes it's not good for your body. Not all the time. Sometimes I'm saying. So for this 10 days, my dears, please give respect to your body and try to follow what I am sharing right now. Just for this 10 days. Okay? All right. So the goal for tomorrow is going to be a no grain breakfast. What does come in grain? Poha, upma, idli, dosa. They all come in grains. Okay, and you need to add a protein to your breakfast. That is your goal for tomorrow. Sharing the next challenge with you. Tomorrow, I want you all to please share a picture of your breakfast plate. Okay, and write it with a tick mark. Option 1, having fruit, nuts, or both. And option 2, having the step 2, having a protein source. Okay, share it and write it in the chat in the activity group with a photo shared with you. Okay, that is going to motivate a lot of people. It's going to give you clarity because the moment you share it, we are going to see it. We are going to tell you if there needs any improvement or how good is it. Okay, you have any doubts, you need to make any changes, our team is going to help you. So if you want to make the best out of this 10 days and want to get insight on how you can actually balance your breakfast plate or any plate, lunch, dinner, please share it in the group. Okay? All right. It's time for our closing ritual and then we'll move forward for some FAQs. Okay? Let's do a simple 2-minute breathing reset that we do usually before our session ends. I want you all to sit comfortably where you are. Okay? If you can switch on your cameras, that's more than better. Sit comfortably. Keep your spine relaxed. Place one hand on your chest, the other hand on your stomach. Close your eyes gently and take a slow, deep breath in through your nose. Inhale, feel your stomach rise. Hold for just 1 second there and breathe out gently through your mouth. Let's do this 2 more times. Deep breath in, slow, calm. Hold for a moment and exhale. Let everything you've been holding on to go. One last time with me, healers. Inhale, fill your lungs. Inhale deeply. Hold it for a few seconds with me. 3, 2, 1. Exhale. Release all the tension from your day. You're through the day. You're through the lesson. You're doing the detox. Be proud of yourself. You're showing every day. Yes, I want you all to please repeat with me. Okay, I am healing. Repeat after me. I am healing. I am improving. I am taking care of myself. Yes, self-love is all we need. Yes, whenever you are ready, please slowly open your eyes. Yes. Okay. All right. And this was what we learned in day 5. Okay, I hope everyone is clear. If you are not, post your doubts in the chat. We are more than happy to answer it. Okay. Let's move on to some FAQs that we usually have. How many nuts? How much nuts and seeds? Handful of nuts, not full handful. 4 to 5 almonds are good than enough. 2 to 3 walnuts are more than enough. If you're looking for seeds, how to measure? A tablespoon, which gives you around 15 grams. Okay, if you have a measuring spoon, you use a 1 tablespoon measuring spoon for it. Okay. and which fruits to add to smoothie. If you are making a smoothie, please try to avoid citrus fruits. Okay, citrus fruits should be avoided for your smoothie. These are some real life examples of how the breakfast plate looks. On the left, you can see papaya and banana cut into pieces. Right, there is a smoothie made with papayas. On the side, these are how you can plate it. There is oats, there is not oats, there is a smoothie again with fruit and a base. Then there is fat, there are dates. In the middle, you have banana, you have chiku. On the right, you have watermelon, again a smoothie made. Okay, this is easily how you can make a smoothie. You can just take all these ingredients. Okay, there is cashews, there is almonds, there is walnuts, there are seeds, and there are raisins. Okay, and you soak them. You put it in a jar, you soak it overnight, put water in it, soak it overnight. In the morning, all of it, maybe what you want the consistency, blend it, add a fruit if you want. Okay, whatever fruit you have available or whatever you want to add it, and this is how your smoothie will be prepared in the morning. Okay, moving on to some very frequent question. How to stop your medication? Stop when it feels right. If you're currently on PPIs, antacids, other kind of for constipation, if you are on laxatives, severe cases, keep the momentum going. I know on day 5, the energy might be low. You might not be feeling it, but this is the one time you need to push yourself. You need to show up. Just showing up matters. Just do it tomorrow and you'll thank your body, right? Your body will thank you. You'll thank your body as well for all the things that you're doing right now, right? So please just show up. Don't let the momentum die. You're going to do it. And I'm already so proud of all of you who are doing all the 4 challenges. Tomorrow, one more challenge to add, right? I know you can do this. Yes. So good night, everyone. Thank you so much for attending this session. Take care. Have a restful night. Bye.